Well, look, it was good to get outside today. I know it was a little chilly out there, but probably have some games like that the rest of the year. And players really responded well, had pretty good energy in practice, really tried to execute, really trying to do a good job of trying to get better, trying to get more guys to where we can play winning football. And obviously, based on the way we played last week, there's a lot of areas that we need to improve, but we have a lot of confidence in the players and certainly like the attitude that they have and the approach that they're taking to try to do it. It's always tough to play in the SEC on the road, and we have a lot of respect for Mississippi State and what they've been able to do this year and the quality of players that they have. They play hard, they're tough, they're physical, and we expect a real challenge in a tough atmosphere. So Tua, made a lot of progress today. First time that, some of the soreness has gone out. He started to make a little progress. Still didn't do a whole lot in practice today. We'll see where he's at tomorrow and kind of go from there. But, we got lots of guys that, we have to manage through the year when it gets to this point in the season. And, hopefully he'll be able to do something tomorrow.
Start in the middle here with Michael. Just how have you been able to read the team's response psychologically coming off a loss like that?
We'll see when we play the game on Saturday. I always say you learn a lot more when you don't have success and you have failings than you do when you are successful. It's more difficult to people to buy into doing things the right way when you're having success, because they look at you as if, we're having success, why do we have to change anything? But when you don't have success and you don't play like you'd like to, I think more people are much more willing to take notice and try to do things the right way so that they have a chance to improve. And, so far this week it's been pretty positive.
Come over here on the right with Charlie.
What have you thought of the jobs that Brian Baker and Charles Huff have done on your staff so far this season?
Those guys are good coaches. They very enthusiastic. I think they have good relationships with the players. They've brought some good energy, new ideas, both very bright, and I think they do a good job technique-wise of coaching their players on the field. So we're excited to have them on the staff, and they've done very, very pleasing to me, the job that they've done.
Unless we have another follow-up, finish up with James.
What can you do during practice to speed up a quarterback's internal clock and kind of his subconscious processing? Not talking about any particular player, but just in general, how can you bring a quarterback?
I think you're teaching guys all the time. This is your read, and you got to go through the progression. You got to get rid of the ball. And if you got two options, if you go through the progression and you don't have anywhere to go but the ball, you got to take off running or you got to throw the ball away. So, I think that it's a little bit like, a batter in baseball. You can teach them how to swing a bat. You can teach them what the strike zone is, but you can't tell them whether it's a good pitch to hit or not when it leaves the pitcher's hand and gets to home plate. I think that's something that through repetitions, guys feel the rush. They know how to move in the pocket. They have to know when they have to get rid of the ball. They know when they're protected, when they're not protected. So there's a lot that goes into it, and we practice it every day. I mean, every time we have a passing drill and there's a rush coming, the quarterback's getting repetitions of, the timing of the play on offense and how quickly he has to make choices and decisions about getting rid of the ball. And I think our guys have done a pretty good job of that for the most part all year long.
You have one more follow-up with Cecil.
Yeah, I actually have two. First, did Will Reichard make any progress this week, or is he still?
He's made progress, but he's still not out on the field, and we don't anticipate him being able to contribute in this game. Hopefully we'll get him back sooner than later.
And also, when you have a starter at any position, but I guess particularly a quarterback who's a game-time decision, how do you handle that with Mac? Is he just on go and be ready to
Well, Mac's got to get ready to go every week. He's the backup quarterback. Obviously we're not going to play somebody in the game that's not capable of playing. We're not going to play somebody in the game who hadn't practiced enough to be able to play in the game effectively and do his job effectively. So we have to make a couple decisions. Is the guy physically ready to play? And that's Doc's decision, the medical staff's decision. but I'll never play a guy unless that guy feels like he can play and do his job. And the second thing is the guy prepared to play? And can he go do his job because he did what he needed to do? So, you know, we have to manage lots of positions that way. We have guys that can't go full speed ahead all week long, and they're able to practice in some situations, and some situations they're not, and we try to get them healthy enough to be able to play in the game. But, you know, players that have more experience have a better chance of doing that type of thing than, you know, less experienced players. So, you know, Max worked hard, and he's done a good job this week, and I think he had a good day today.
For that, so having been through that situation in Arkansas, can you see a difference in Mac, or please
No,
with the way he handled it?
you know, I thought Mac did a good job in the Arkansas game, and I thought he did a good job of preparing that week. And you know, this is a little different type of defense. There's a lot more pressure, a lot more stunts. You know, probably pressure you about 50% of the time. They've got a lot of stuff that they do on third down. So this is a much more challenging preparation, I think, for him. But he's done a good job of handling it. He's smart, and you know, we'll see how he plays in the game. I can't tell you whether a guy's going to play good or bad. You know, we just try to prepare him the best we can, and most of the time the guys that practice good play pretty well, and he's practiced pretty well so far this week. All right, thanks.